Doug, will Secretary Clinton co-opt her husband's successful presidential campaign? You remember the phrases, it's the economy, stupid, and I feel your pain. How will her economic policies differ from her husband's and from President Obama's?
Well, I think her biggest problems are going to be distancing herself from President Obama. He's got a 60% disapproval rating, wrong track reading for the economy. She's fighting political history where it's very difficult for the same party to hold the White House for 12 years. And she has a real problem because if you look back at her record as a senator, as a secretary of state, there's no signal accomplishment. And so, she's going to have to somehow explain why she's running for president, has been running for president for 10 years, and give the American people a reason why they believe she'll accomplish something in that job.
Doug, is her campaign the least bit concerned about Benghazi and about those emails and those servers?
Reports in the New York Times are they want to raise $2.5 billion. So that's money to cover a lot of problems. And it suggests that they are really concerned about this perception that she's entitled to special rules. That's the server. That she has not been transparent and forthcoming. That's the server in Benghazi. These are all political liabilities for her at the moment.
Is voter fatigue, then, over having another Clinton run for president her greatest weakness?
I think it's a serious problem for the Clinton campaign. And look at the contrast today. In Miami, Marco Rubio is going to announce he's young, he's Hispanic, he's bilingual, his parents are the American dream, and his ascendancy to senator in such a rapid time really stands in contrast to everything that the Clintons are. That's a tough thing to beat.
Do you see parallels between Senator Rubio and then Senator Barack Obama?
Both started out as long shots. If you look at Marco Rubio, he was polling at 3% at the beginning of his Senate run and ultimately ran essentially uncontested. That was a remarkable rise. Everyone remembers the rise of then Senator Barack Obama to the presidency. And so it's worth keeping an eye on how that campaign develops.
Doug, Senator Rubio said that he feels, in his words, uniquely qualified to talk about the future. Is he, and does his age, he is 43, he'll be 44 next month, does that give him an advantage with younger voters, or will he hear what Barack Obama heard when he ran? You're too young and you're only a first-term U.S. senator.
I think he will hear the latter, and then I think he will point to some things that make him different. His parents were immigrants to the United States. He did live the American dream in rising to the Senate. He has spent a lot of time in the Senate becoming very sophisticated in policy and mastering foreign policy. He's got some very important tax proposals. So he's not just an orator, he's a policy-rich senator, and that'll help him.
Doug, as you well know, sometimes they say that some people who are running for president, they aren't ready for prime time. They'll pull out the old video. Senator Rubio gave that Republican response to the presidential State of the Union. Same thing happened to Bobby Jindal, the governor of Louisiana, where folks said they just aren't ready. Has Senator Rubio learned from that?
We will find out. I mean, every one of these campaigns is going to have their ups and downs, let's face it. And I at least believe that while we sometimes think the presidential races last too long, one of the virtues of that is you find out who can make mistakes and recover. You find out who really is ready for prime time and can show up again and again and again. That's what you need in your president, so that's what we find out as these candidates go to the trail.
I'm speaking with Douglas Holtz-Eakin, president of the American Action Forum. Doug, Senator Rubio did lose some Tea Party support when he pushed for comprehensive immigration reform. Will that come back to haunt him during the primaries?
I think he'll hear about it in the primaries. This is an issue that's obviously really taken on great political heat since the president used his executive authority or overreach in the view of many to move forward. So anything associated with that he'll hear about. I think he can point to that moment as one where he attempted to reach across the aisle and govern. He'll make the case that that's what we need in Washington, and a government that actually knows how to make a principled compromise and move forward. But he'll hear about it for sure.
Doug, how does the business community see the 2016 presidential race shaping up? What does big business want to hear from candidates on either side?
I think the business community is tired of the rhetoric coming out of Washington that, success is a problem, big businesses are the source of all our travails, and the fact that Washington itself cannot seem to get the simplest things done. We don't have trade promotion authority. We're not getting the trade deals closed down. We simply can't keep the government open sometimes. They want to see in these candidates a willingness to lead, get things done, and to, really put America back on the right track.
And Doug, I have to ask you quickly in about 15 seconds, is the message of this campaign, the economy seems to be doing well, but it could be doing a whole lot better?
I think the message is the economy needs to do a lot better. The long-run growth potential has been marked down to 2.1%. That means these are the good times. And I don't think Americans want to accept these as the good times. We can do better yet.